You're like red. Are you okay? Hello everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the Viet Vegan because I'm Viet and I'm vegan, and today I have my little brother, Min.
Hi.
So for one of his school projects, you have to translate.
I need to make something French.
I don't know if this is French, I just know these are tarts and then these are raspberry flavored, but they're not like French.
Well, my friend's making a chocolate chip cookie and that's not French.
Okay, all right, well, whatever. We're making raspberry tarts today. So I thought it would be a good idea to film it because a lot of you guys have asked about my brother. In case you didn't know, my brother is 14 years younger than me. He's a wee babby.
I'm Min. I'm 12 years old and I want to cook.
Wait, what?
I want to cook.
Like for a
Food.
living?
No.
Oh, okay. You just
Cook
want to
food.
Okay, all right. Well, let's cook food then. We're gonna make some pie crust. So to start off, we're gonna use some Earth Balance buttery sticks and shortening. Now, I'm pretty sure they discontinued this, so you can use Crisco, which is vegan shortening. And then in terms of the butter, there are different kinds of vegan butters out there, but what I would do is I would just freeze vegan basil. So we're gonna chop these up so that they're kind of smaller. And you want these to be like ice cold. So I just pull these out of the fridge. You can put it down. So we're just gonna put them in the food processor. So we're just gonna cut them up so they're easier to process in the food processor. I mean, yeah, that's what the apron's for. Okay, so now we're gonna measure the flour. So for the full recipe ingredient amounts, you can click down below. I have the recipe down there. We have our scale. This is the most accurate way because flour is most accurately measured by weight and not measured by volume. So we're gonna tare our scale. Can you put 12 ounces of flour in there? Yeah, that's 2.
Oh, that was 23.
Maybe a little bit more gentle. Okay, you don't have to think about it. Okay, that's 12 right there. And we're gonna put that in here.
Cool.
And then we're also going to put in a pinch of salt and some sugar. Do you wanna grab the sugar? Do 1 spoonful of sugar.
A spoonful.
Well, that's too much. A little bit less than that. Yeah,
Sugar.
that's about 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now just make sure it's sweet. We have my handy dandy food processor over here. Do you wanna pulse that until it's all crumbly? So basically you want it to be like a fine, to be like pea size. Okay, well that's perfect. That's exactly the texture you want. You want
3 seconds.
pretty much, yeah. Now we're gonna put in some cold water.
Does everybody have a food processor at their homes?
Not necessarily. So if you don't have a food processor, you can use a pastry cutter. This is what a pastry cutter looks like, or a fork or a knife. You put it in a bowl, you put all the ingredients like we did in the food processor, but instead we cut it in here. You just wanna cut it into the flour to the same sort of size. So they'll be like the size of like peas. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna process this while pouring in the water. There's like a hole in the bottom. I can just pour it all in and it'll do its thing.
Pull? I'm making a sandcastle.
Cut it in half. You can kind of round it into a flat disc. And then this needs to rest for about an hour. I probably could use a little bit less water, but that's okay. So now we're going to wrap them in plastic wrap. Wrap it up. You don't want it to warm up in your hands, otherwise you won't have nice buttery flaky goodness. Okay, so we're gonna put this in the fridge and then we'll make the jam. So BRB.
Hey, we're back!
All right, so now we're gonna make the raspberry jam that goes in the middle. You can use frozen or fresh, whichever you have on hand. We're just gonna use an entire bag of this stuff because...
Let me say a tip.
Oh, okay.
You should buy a bag of frozen raspberries because they're cheaper.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Depending on the season, sometimes it's cheaper to get the fresh ones too. It's 12 and he already knows about the deals. I like it. We're gonna turn on the heat, fire.
That's scary.
What we're gonna do is we're gonna put the raspberries in.
Oh, it's steaming.
And what you're gonna do now, you're gonna cut your lime. Can you squeeze that lime in? I'm also gonna put in about a 1/4 cup of water to kind of keep things going.
How do you squeeze this?
You just go like this. Then we're gonna add in some sugar. What's up?
That splashed on my face.
Put in 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then we'll taste it and we'll see how it goes.
This is cool.
Hold on.
Getting all the sweetness.
Yeah, let me give it a taste. We need a little bit more.
Sweetness?
Yeah.
Give
So this is a 1/3 tablespoon. So the sugar will help balance out the tartness because raspberries are usually pretty tart. And I added,
tart?
Yeah.
How does that?
Tart means sour.
Oh.
So now the raspberry jam is bubbling away. I'm going to thicken it up. So we've got some liquid. I'm gonna stir in some cornstarch. I got a teaspoon of cornstarch. We'll start with that. We'll see how it goes. Can I mix it up? Sure. Be careful because it kind of poofs up. Yeah, let's add some more. So we're gonna pour this into here. It's gonna make it thick. I could have gotten away with actually a full tablespoon.
Are you gonna add some more?
What do you think?
Yes, we need. Dump it in.
No. You gotta make a slurry.
Why can't you just dump it in?
If you dump it in, it'll clump up and it won't be very good. So can you keep stirring that so it doesn't get clumpy?
Yes.
We're gonna add this in. This looks good. We're gonna let this cool. I'm gonna put it in a separate container so it stops cooking.
Just let it rest.
Yeah, it should be fine.
Ooh.
So we've got almost 2 cups of jam. So we're gonna wait for this to cool, and we're also gonna wait for the crust to finish setting up in the fridge to let the gluten sort of chill out so you can roll it out and it'll be
Delicious.
delicious, yeah. And we're back. Things are nice and cold, pretty exciting. I did realize that I added too much water, so if you are making this pie dough, follow my actual recipe that I put on my blog. Don't follow what I did here because this is too much water. Hence why it's so sticky, but you know what? It'll still work out. So we wanna flour this up and then we're gonna bang it out. So you wanna roll it out pretty thin. It should be okay. Add a little bit more flour.
So how thick should it be? Like,
About a 1/4 inch, maybe a little bit thinner if you want.
oh,
How big is it?
yeah.
I think that's about a 3 inches. So yeah, just keep cutting all of them. So then you just put them into a cupcake mold and then press it against the sides so that you have as much space as you can.
That's all I can do.
Yeah, that's fine. Now you can use this crust for butter tarts too. I have a vegan butter tart recipe on my blog if you want to check that out. Normally this makes 2 pie crusts, so a top and a bottom. You gotta make sure that you push it all the way down first.
Down?
Into the sides, yeah, because otherwise it's not gonna bake right.
Are we gonna bake it with the jam inside?
Yep. So we've got our crust ready. Now we're gonna fill it up with some jam. Actually, before you do that, take a fork and prick the crust a couple times before you add in the jam. You don't wanna fill it up so thick that it bubbles up because when it's in the oven, it's gonna get really bubbly. So about half full. We've got our pie tarts filled up. We're gonna put them in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, but you're just gonna let them bake them until the crust is golden and the filling is nice and bubbly. So
Golden, like the ore.
So these we're baking for 15 minutes, just until the edges are nice and golden like that. And we're gonna pop them out. We're gonna let them cool because if you eat them while they're still hot, you're going to burn yourself. That's not gonna be a fun time.
They look really good.
Well, I'm glad you think so. For the full recipe, ingredients, and instructions, you can click on the blog post in the corner over there or down below. But look at that beautiful golden crust. That's what I'm talking about. Wow, that looks amazing. So things are cooled down. We have our second batch out and they are cooling. We're gonna give this a little taste test. Check it out. This is how they baked up. They look pretty good.
Clink.
Mmm.
That's good.
This
Wow.
is really good. If you want the recipe, I'll leave the link down below as well as in the corner. And with that said, if you liked this video with my brother, please give this video a thumbs up, comment down below. What are your favorite kind of tarts? Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if you have already subscribed, make sure you hit that notification button to be part of the notification squad.
Maybe I'll come again.
Yeah, maybe. With that said, thank you guys so much for watching and I hope you guys have a delicious day. Bye. Do you want to go wash your hands quick? Okay, it's recording. Oh, we're doing it?
And
we're back.
They look like if you poke a hole in the middle, like burst out. Like
What?